What's up, chosen ones? It's Fearfully Made. I'm back with another quick message. So, in this message, the Lord was talking to me through the book of Esther. And this is for someone, the Lord wants you to have courage. Okay, let's look up the definition of the word courage before we get started. The definition of the word courage means the ability to do something that frightens one. The ability to do something that frightens one. So even when you're scared, doing something that scares you, okay? For some of you guys, it may just be speaking out like Esther did. So the reason why the Lord wants you to have courage is in this season, there's some people that did some crazy things, or there's some people that are attacking you and they have traps set for you, but they're about to fall into those traps. Let's look up what a gallows is. This is what a gallows looks like, chosen ones. This is what they used to hang people on back in the day. I'm going to bring you guys to a scripture in Esther where Esther had to speak out against the king's right hand man, Haman, right? And to let the king know that Haman is not your right hand, but he is your enemy. It took courage for Esther to speak out and to speak against who the real enemies are. And this is what happened. Esther chapter 7 verse 6. And Esther said, the adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden. And Haman stood up to make a request for his life to Esther the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine, and Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was. Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house? As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. Verse 9. And Harbona, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the king's wrath was pacified. Then was the king's wrath pacified. So long story short, chosen one, in verse 10, it talks about how they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for someone else, for Mordecai. Okay? And so the trap that Haman set for Mordecai, he fell into. And that's the reason why the Lord wants you to have courage in this season, okay, chosen ones? You need courage, because what's going to happen is as you speak out, the traps that the enemy has set for you, they're going to fall into it. I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Y'all will in peace.